I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction on a Tuesday. I am the governor of college football, and with me is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football downtown, Nino Brown. Hey, we back. You know what I'm saying? We went crazy last night. The views are going up. You're killing the Twitter. The views is going up. Prices is going up in 2026. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. We're going up on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So let's get after it. It's interesting. You know, the portal still hasn't stopped, and I kind of laugh every day at some of these places that guys go, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, speaking of which, perfect segue. Go ahead and give us some portal updates if you don't know. Nino is the mastermind behind our @TheCFB Nation account on Twitter. He runs that. He doesn't sleep. I know he's a great organizer. I'm not sure how he does it, but he's amazing at it. So, yes, talk to us about some of the latest portal news and something that piqued interest.
Well, we kind of talked about it yesterday, and I said I didn't like the fit. The fit wasn't very long. I guess this might be the new thing. If we don't have a double portal, we'll just bounce before the portal ends.
Yeah.
Kenny Minchie is now going to Kentucky. Not going to be at Nebraska like we had talked about last night.
Right.
In less than 24 hours, he's already switched his commitment. But
You called it. You said you didn't like it. Something just felt bad about it. I hear Nebraska's hosting a lot of quarterbacks now too. So how do you like this fit? You think it's a better fit for the program? You think he'll blossom in Will Stein's offense? Will there be a quarterback competition? I have so many questions.
I have just as many questions as you. I think he will thrive in a Will Stein schemed up offense. I just feel I don't know what's going on with him. We don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of like I think in Kentucky, where there's a lot of things to figure out, I think it could be a better fit for him. I didn't like Nebraska because they were all well-oiled machine. They were already rocking. Like they needed a guy to come in that I thought they would have went after a veteran. That would have been my guess. Okay, get a veteran for a year or two till we figure out who's the next incoming guy and go from
100%.
there. But yeah, I was confused by that. But another guy, Moon, I'm sorry you're not here. This one's gonna hurt your heart. But Anthony Calderon, UNLV QB. I think he was Mountain West Player of the Year. I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, he was. Right? He was.
He's going to Nebraska.
Get the hell out of here. Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
he's going to Nebraska. How do you
I like that.
Okay,
and I think that fits well. It's dual threat. Kind of may not be, I don't know, as good as Rayola could have been. You know what I mean? But I think what we've seen 2 years back to back, we saw what he did at Virginia when they gave him I think it was 8 starts in that season.
Yeah, 100%.
Kind of me and you were both talking like, why isn't this kid just a quarterback? I don't give a shit that he's a true freshman. Let the kid go. But yeah, he did well in Dan Mullen's offense. But yeah, he's going to be with Matt Rule in Nebraska, so I like that fit a lot better. Let me see here. Right? But obviously, Byron Brown, USF, following his coach to Auburn. Another one Moon's going to be upset about. Aaron Philo, Georgia Tech to Florida. He has officially committed to Florida. Couple of running backs. This one kind of was surprising to me, especially since Carson Hansen is a dude.
Yeah,
he committed to Penn State earlier, and he's been familiar. I could have sworn it is Nebraska, right?
No. I believe it's Nebraska.
Yeah,
I think I saw it earlier.
Yeah, making me question myself, Brian.
Right.
Yeah, Carson Hansen's a dude, and he's familiar with this Iowa State system that's now going to be in Penn State.
Just double check.
But James Peoples, Ohio State running back, transferred to Penn State. Now I don't know. I mean, I know that Matt Campbell likes to run a dual back set. You had Abu Salma and Carson Hansen. They both were successful. Yeah. But I would have thought that James Peoples was trying to go somewhere where he was going to be that guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I think they complement each other well, if that helps at all.
Yeah. I mean, I alluded to it, and it was finalized. Cam Cook is now a West Virginia Mountaineer. Your FBS Russian leader from Jackson State to now.
Rod is doing the damn thing.
Hey, I said it last night, and it's not a far stretch. We could be seeing back-to-back leading rusher in the country, because in that offense, look out. Another running back, Adam Muhammad Washington Husky. He's transferred to Cal. Another guy to look out for. He had a good season in Washington this year. Evan Pryor from Cincinnati to Florida. So you got Philo as the QB is looking like, and you're going to have, Pryor and Jaden Barr, I believe, right? Barr is still.
Barr's still there. And this, what I seen of Philo, I liked. I'm surprised he didn't push him a little bit more
I
last
agree.
year in Haynes King. So I'm surprised he stayed. I think he should have left a year ago.
I mean, we got a guy in the crowd. I might as well put it. It's on the note sheet here. A Boise native, Brian Browning. Ty Benefield, strong safety for the Broncos. Never left Louisiana. They signed him, and he will be with LSU next
He's
season.
talking about that last night in the show and earlier in the show I did. He was talking about it as well.
This one was surprising to me, and I got a little tidbit that could pop off here. Cam Fancer, UCF QB, he went to Michigan State. And this is his last season, so I'm pretty sure that he's going there to be QB1 for them. So that'll be interesting.
I love what they're doing at Michigan State right now.
They are cooking. I will give you that.
I like them getting Nick Sheridan as the offensive coordinator. It's gonna be interesting to see what happened. Pat Fitzgerald is out for redemption. I promise you.
The culture is changing over there. He needs to change it around. Kobe McKenzie, linebacker out of Oklahoma, committed to Northwestern. I believe that they have Aiden Childs in there for a visit now. He's looking like he could be QB1 because Chip Kelly's the OC over there. And I think that would be a good fit.
That's a good
for Aiden Childs. If we're going to get the full Aiden Childs experience, I think in a Chip Kelly offense, that's cooking. A guy that kind of was under the radar and may have slipped on, Ian Strong. Wide receiver out of Rutgers. He committed to Cal. Rutgers, ground and pound. The guy had almost 800 yards receiving and a few tutties. So this is what I was interested to see. Austin Simmons, obviously, he committed to Mizzou. And this one was interesting. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I think this one, if it doesn't work out, this one could be the one that puts Mike Norvell out of a job. Living in the portal. Going with, I think he's fifth-year senior Ashton Daniels, right? Went from Stanford to Auburn, and now he's going to be the Florida State quarterback. I think they are, extremely stretching on some of these guys that they are signing. Another guy like Jalen Lucas, and I think this is a huge fit. I think we could see Jalen Lucas kind of fit in that Tajay Spears type role. He's transferred to Tulane. He's got that speed. He's more of that pass catcher. But when he really came into college football, he was a running back, and then they figured out how to use him. So, and then this one is interesting. We kind of talked about it last night, mentioned it slightly, but I guess the community really likes it, and I think we might need to slow down a little bit when we start saying that Hollywood Smothers is the closest thing to Jahmyr Gibbs that we're probably going to see. I really like Hollywood Smothers. I truly do. But Jahmyr Gibbs,
he's there already. He's in the show already.
I'm going to go by saying this. We talk about using that G word a lot, right? That generational talent.
Oh, that's a. I don't even like using that verbiage. That's a.
But I think we might be able to put Jahmyr Gibbs in that generational kind of talent. I don't know if Hollywood Smothers is there yet. Maybe he could be a poor man's Jahmyr Gibbs and 100%. Go to Alabama and just become Jahmyr Gibbs, 2.0. But there's something special about that kid, man. He just plays different. He's so humble and quiet, Gibbs. Guys that are usually at that level.
I think it's just some common bonds. ACC player to SEC school. I think that's now obviously the video circulates when he went to sign a day and he chucked the Alabama hat. Right.
Committed, Now, so those were a couple of the names that I liked. That popped off. I think people should talk about.
Can I ask you a question? So
sure.
Sam Levitt, Dylan Raiola is still out there. Is this an Oregon waiting game? What do you think is going on?
Moon persuaded me a little bit last night as I think more about Sammy Levitt at LSU. I think it fits really good. And I don't trust the whole Bryce Underwood I'm coming back yet.
Yeah.
He got a couple days here. if the things don't pop off to make it sexy for him, why am I gonna? You know what I mean? So
Right.
I just don't. Yeah, Dante Levitt is huge. I mean, Dante Moore is huge on the Levitt factor and on the Dylan Raiola factor because I think that they're kind of waiting to see.
Right.
But now Sammy Levitt's putting all of his eggs in one basket. That's the problem here.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Kentucky was the fallback plan, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going to dangle the golden prize, obviously. LSU. See, the thing is Sammy Levitt's got 1 year. And they haven't done anything at LSU on offense. I know everybody's talking, is Lane Kiffin going to do it in year one? And my guy Jake Crane hit it out of the pocket. Let's not worry about Lane Kiffin in offense ever, please. Like,
don't.
Just
don't do it with Matt Corral.
Exactly, bro. I was going to say that. So it doesn't matter who it is. Please. But they got nothing. Mm-hmm. So Sammy Levitt's I need to rebound because I got 1 year to make it work. So is LSU like it would be magical with him and Lane Kiffin the way he plays. If he plays as a Sun Devil 2 years ago,
right?
If he 100%. Plays as a Sun Devil this year, pedestrian Pete. That's what he's going to be. You know what I mean? And
he'll end up on the bench. They did just get Jace Brown though, which is a huge get.
LSU is also talking to. Mm-hmm. Wide receiver / running back / quarterback out of Ferris State.
Get the fuck out of here. They're trying to do it again?
He's in LSU in 2 days to make a visit. I'm talking about a dude that has 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns through the air, has 2,200 yards on the ground with 50 touchdowns on the ground, has 500 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. We're talking about a legitimate Taysom Hill utility weapon who can chuck the rock around. Hey, guess what happened? Broke his leg. And Trinidad Shambles came in and took his job.
What?
Yeah, that's what happened to this dude. So
wow, he's trying to run it back with Ferris State. Okay,
and he's going to go to LSU for a visit in 3 days. So
that's crazy.
I don't necessarily know that Sammy Levitt to LSU is a lock. Mm-hmm. It would be a beautiful match made in heaven, but not every fairy tale ends up happy.
How bad could this thing end? Like, could he end up at a school he probably had no idea he was going to end up going to?
Sammy Levitt may Matthew Sluka himself to some degree. He could end up in a program where it's not beneficial, but I got backed into a corner.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of programs that need quarterbacks still, so we'll have to wait and see. And, if Sammy goes to another school and that's already got a quarterback, we could see the Kenny Minchie factor already happen too. There is, 4 or 5 days still. So it'll be interesting, but I somebody better talk to Sammy Levitt's people and tell him, direct this kid the right direction, please.
Yeah. 100%.
Because 365 days ago, we weren't talking about. We thought this kid was going to be QB1 going into, right?
Yeah.
So.
Shout out to my dog, Nino, with giving us the latest portal news. Make sure you guys check out at the CFB Nation on X / Twitter, whatever you call it. Dabo Swinney and Clemson have caught my eye recently, as they always do. And they're once again running through another coordinator. We remember back in 2022 was Brandon Streeter, and we did the episode with the wheel on the bus, and then Brandon Streeter kind of under the bus with Dabo driving the bus. And he's at Georgia now as an analyst. Wouldn't be surprised if he found himself a coordinator job. And I look at an analyst position as a sabbatical position. It's a research position. It's a development position, and you get paid nice money just to help a team out. Through analyzing. And now it was Garrett Riley, fired after 3 seasons. We saw struggles in his first year. We saw major developments in his second year, and then his third year was just a wash. Mm-hmm. And now they're bringing in Chandler Moore's father, who was their coordinator from 2011 to 2014, to be the offensive coordinator. I have so many questions, bro. Is this a progressive move from Garrett Riley? And is Garrett Riley being scapegoated? And also, when will Clemson brass finally say enough is enough and identify Dabo as a problem? Uh-oh.
This is what they do.
Yep.
We talked about the blankie and PlayStation and all of that, the comfortability. Well, guess what? Clemson is comfortable with Dabo and all his little antics and all his little song. Because guess what? like they always say, whether it's good or bad news, it's intermediate, you're relevant. When they sucked, they were still relevant. And guess what? They ended up turning around and going on a run at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But Garrett Riley and Brendan Streeter in the same box. They just wrapped up in different paper on Christmas and put under a different tree. Like, yes, there were setbacks, but is it Cade Klubnik and Garrett Riley's fault? No. Hold on a minute. Let me just make sure that they allowed 34 to Syracuse, or that they allowed 35 to SMU, or 46 to Duke, or you know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Right. That's not his fault, because in that 46 and 45, they put 45 up. When it was 35, they were in 24. Like, they were putting up points.
Right.
Granted, he stunk versus LSU to open up the year. I think Cade Klubnik was off, and we both agreed on that.
He was, yeah.
And even in the game against Troy, we were like, what's going on here? But they started to figure it out. At the second half of that Georgia Tech game, even though it was a loss, he started to figure it out. You had a running back that was a wide receiver. That offense in total was upside down. Why do you go get Gideon Davidson, who's a 5-star recruit, top running back in the class, and then convert a wide receiver? I don't understand it. Either way, Adam Randall had a good year, okay?
Yeah, he did.
But for everything that you're going to say that you're going to let Garrett Riley go for, they were, what do they have, 30 points per game or something, 27 points per game? What do they have this year? 27.2 points per game. They were ranked 72nd. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a second. Morris's last season, 2014, when he was let go by Clemson, what did they? Oh, they were ranked 53rd. And they scored 30. It's similar. It's so what? Back to my blankie. Oh, when the walls start to close in on me and I get a little nervous and I don't feel comfortable, Dabo's just going to go back and get comfortable, going to go something he knows, right? He's going to look at guys. I went outside the box. I went and got this young hot guy that you told me was going to be the next up and coming thing. I had to expand. I listened. I expanded, right? But in the 3-year sample size, I only had 1 year, and we were supposed to beat the team this year, and we fell flat on our face. So is that my fault? Look, I'm in the portal. I just got 2 guys in the portal. I'm doing what you want me to do. I don't know that the brass. I don't know that the brass have the balls, because I think the brass are very comfortable and they don't want to put in the work to go find the next guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key. We're at 8 wins. What's the worst we're going to get with Dabo? 8, maybe 7. We're going to be in a bowl game. We're going to get that money. We're going to put 4 or 5 guys in the NFL every year, right? We're going to get recruits. We're going to tell them to go in the portal. What's it? What's in the portal? He didn't say how many guys he had to go into the portal yet, right? So I don't know that the brass is going to do anything. I think they would have to get. What did they finish in the ACC this year? They finished
I think they
7th.
Finished,
7th. Okay. And Miami finished 5th. So what does that even really matter?
Right.
Look what Miami is right now. You know what I'm saying?
It was a bunch of tie-ins, common record versus common. It was a bunch of hoopla with the ACC this year.
I mean, but down the stretch, I mean, we're looking at Florida State, a ranked Louisville's victory. Obviously, Furman is a pass, and then a South Carolina team that's a rivalry game. It doesn't matter how bad or how good, that's a rivalry. Granted, they got beat by Penn State in the bowl game, but 4 wins. Even if you want to look at it, they won 6 out of 8 down the stretch after going 1-3. So that's a turnaround. You just, whose fault does it come out on in this part of it, right? Like, we had all the hype, KT,
They did,
all
100%.
the pump and smoke that they were supposed to have 5 first-rounders. Cade Klubnik had the opportunity to be QB1 in this draft, right? It was going to be Clemson's going to win the ACC. Clemson's going to be in the college football playoff, right? That's all we had before the season even started.
Dabo said they was going to go 15-0.
And we got a 1-3. The balloon deflated, right? But whose fault is that? Whose fault is for the non-preparation? Is it Garrett Riley's fault that the offense let me see. How do I put this? The offense was playing at the same pace as the defense, right? Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna go there, let's go there, because I already told you about how many points they put up. But if we look, it wasn't like the defense was keeping them in games.
Right.
It wasn't like the defense was like, we're just one score away. No, that was against Duke. But that you had to battle back. That was Cade Klubnik coming back.
Right.
Because you guys couldn't stop a nosebleed. You let up 46 points. There's a lot of blame to go around, but Dabo did this. Just blocked his nose and pointed to somebody else. And he's been doing that, though, for about the last 3 to 4 years. And this is why I say I don't think anything's going to happen. Because we're watching the movie, we're seeing the ending. It don't change, KT. We've done this before. Like I said, they'd have to not make a bowl. I think that's how bad it would have to be. Him not making a bowl, which could possibly happen this year, because I don't know who quarterback one is going to be for Clemson.
Right. Yeah, they had all of the hype in the world, like you said, coming into the season. But I think we have to start to look at their defense was marginally worse this year. And what did Dabo do? Dabo went and got Tom Allen, who was supposed to shore up this defense. Like, they literally came into ACC Media Days. We're on Radio Row. You're supposed to bring your players to Radio Row. They posted up behind us and said, y'all come to us. We're not coming to y'all. Like, that's literally what they did. So they started to believe their own hype. They got Tom Allen. The defense is supposed to be marginally better. It was marginally worse. I agree with you 100%. Like, how can we put all of the onus and the blame and the accountability on Garrett Riley when Dabo failed to do his job? When Tom Allen failed to do his job, and then that offensive line struggled. K got beat up this year. That's why he missed a couple of games. So it's a lot of things you can point at, but I don't like the scapegoat thing, and we've seen this from Dabo before. Like you said, it's a movie we've seen before, and we're hoping that the ending change, but it's not going to change. I agree with you 100% there.
We were talking about Parker and Woods being first-round picks.
We were.
And now they're going to the Senior Bowl and the Shrine Bowl.
And you know what that means.
To get themselves back to where they're supposed. Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's Garrett Riley's fault.
Yeah, right.
Because even if it was, the offense kept the defense on always on the field, we wouldn't be talking about you having to go to the bowl games. He's after the season then, plateaus, I should say, to showcase yourself. If you were still dogging it out there, even though you're getting your ass kicked.
And they lost to Penn State in the Pinstripe Bowl. And Penn State, how many opt-outs did they have? I know Clemson had some opt-outs too. I'm like,
nowhere near the same amount.
Yeah, like this is crazy. So we got a question from the comment section. Shout out to my dog, Brian. He said, question, if Dabo gets fired from Clemson, who could possibly replace him? That's the $1 million question. I think that's where Nino was like, hey, like, they just don't have anybody to replace him. I don't think it's as a desirable job as it probably once was. I don't know. You would need a strong mind to come in there and change culture.
Coming into this year, that was as desirable.
Yeah.
But it's 16 weeks can change a lot of shit.
Oh, quickly.
But they are complacent and they wait too long. Mm-hmm. Like right now, what are you going to do? Who are you going to go after? Everybody's kind of taken, right?
Right.
Or are you going to go try to get John Harbaugh? Is that someone that you want to go get? Do you pick up the phone and call John Gruden? Ed Orgeron? You want to come to Clemson and try to make this work? Like, now they're picking at straws here. They're throwing dots with one eye open. So it's like, devil we know, devil we don't know. Well, the devil we don't know has to come with a buyout for the devil that we do know.
Yeah.
And then if the devil we don't know comes in and does the same thing as the guy that we just threw out of here, then we got all those other questions to ask. At least with Dabo, we're going to the bowl. Let's let him fuck it up on his own. Let's not force him out. And if he doesn't get to a bowl game, then we can say, look, he played his cards. He played his own hand.
That is dicey, but thank you. I truly appreciate your commentary on there. So let's get to the whole enchilada. We got the CFP Final Four starting with the Fiesta Bowl between two red hot teams in Ole Miss and the U that will take place on Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nino, I want you to talk kind of about the Ole Miss side of things. What impressed you most in their victory over Georgia? And it seems that, people are starting to believe in Pete Golden. We saw the video when he first got hired, and we were questioning whether people were genuinely happy for him. It seems like they are genuinely happy for him. We saw the changes where he said, I don't want y'all dunking on the sideline and hurt yourself. Let's just get like a chain when you make a big play. So they put the big chain on now. And they were able to retain Keywan Lacey for now, but we know it's flipping season for sure. So talk to me about what impressed you most in their victory over Georgia.
Well, first of all, Pete Golden ain't got a damn thing to impress me. Win a game without Charlie, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Go win a game without the dude who's been calling plays. Now, listen, I know Lane got his hand there and dibbles and dabbles.
Mm-hmm.
But Charlie was the mastermind among it, and Lane would check him here and there to see what he wanted. And when it came to a critical play, obviously Lane could call his own plays. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You would, by default, bro. You defaultly got the job. Don't get it twisted. Don't stop feeling yourself. All right, homeboy? Because if you were all that, they wouldn't have called back the troops. Yo, boys.
We kind of need you here.
We need both you guys to come back here so we can make this run. We done fucked up and told Lane he couldn't do it because we will look stupid. But we're going to need you guys to come back and face it, because if we put all Petey Boy in a pocket and he loses this one, all the recruits are gone. Everybody's gone, and we're starting from square one. That's what this was.
Mm-hmm.
That was a save face opportunity. Now, I'll talk about what was impressing me. Ice water, Tristan Chandler. That boy is cold, bro. He colder than Vanilla Ice and Ninja Turtles. Go Ninja, go. I mean, I'm just this boy nut. And I say this because I watched these big MFs from Georgia burst through that line, and he just stood there and delivered 25 to 30-yard passes downfield. Pa!
Knowing he was going to get
Pa! Oh, give me it. I think I feel like he got some armor in those pads that when he gets hit, charges him up. Like he just gets even more engaged, even more like dialed in every time he takes a big hit or every time something doesn't go the way it's supposed to. All right, we got to fix that. We're going to get the next one. No, it's never too big of a moment for this dude, ever. Looking at a kid that came from D2, people, Ferris State. Most of the people who were college football fans didn't even know Ferris State was a school.
Right.
He put them on the map, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But yes, I granted, he won the Heisman back-to-back years, but we're talking about going from D2 to the SEC and saying to Austin Simmons, see you later. You know what I'm saying?
After this huge rollout and promo for Austin Simmons, you know what I'm saying, in the summer.
We ain't worried about Jackson Doggone. We got the next guy behind him.
Right, yeah.
He had multiple 40-yard plus plays downfield to both Wallace and Deshaun Strickland. I love everything about his game. I love that he has amnesia. If he does make a mistake or misses a throw, it does not affect him on the next play. Rolling out, he's always looking downfield. Like the run game is secondary to him. He just makes so much good plays off platform. It's insane. Lacey, man, like how many times, and they were hitting this dude hard. The first two series, I don't know if he had the jitters or he was just trying to figure out Georgia, but he kind of like was running in. He had like 5 or 6 yard runs, which could have been like 12 and 13 yard runs, but he was kind of like running in the back of his lineman. I think he was trying to, maybe he was a little excited and he was over pursuing the hole. You know what I mean? But like he figured it out. Like he's another guy that when the hits keep coming, he gets better.
He gets stronger.
He just keep gassing him. He keeps going. I've been saying it for about 2 months now. Deshaun Stribling is just playing himself higher and higher up. Day by day. He's a third-round pick right now. And if you don't believe me, you're crazy. Like what this kid can do, he may not be able to run all the routes, but he's got a decent route tree. He has impeccable hands. He has impeccable ball awareness downfield. Over the shoulder grabs, and he do some of them shits late. Like just I see it coming and whoop, you know what I mean? Most people got late hands on a ball they can see. He's going over the shoulder. He had 2 of those downfield against Georgia. I was truly and truly impressed with that offense and how high power they are. How they run 60+ plays.
Yeah,
they turn it out. Yeah,
the
tempo is insane. Now that defense, holy shit, right? They're led by Harris, Humanair, and Eccles in this game, but they're active, they're disruptive, and dude, they're just always swarming the ball.
And they're gonna talk to you too. That's
they play mind games.
Yeah,
they play mind games.
They gonna talk to you.
They over pursue a lot. Like
that's a fact.
Zachariah Branch big run when they threw
he had
a
a couple of them.
Screen.
It was two of them.
Yeah,
they missed tackles.
Yeah, and then there was one.
There was
pursuit on Gunnar Stockton. On a touchdown. Like there's quite a few. Even there was another one I think on Oscar Delp on that second drive downfield. Like
there was something in a flat.
They went after. I don't know if they went after him or they over pursued the quarterback and he kind of just was able to dump it off. But yeah, man, this defense is very, very disruptive. They will get after you. They will give you fits. For everything I talked to you about the other day about has Indiana seen a Georgia defense like Georgia? This is what I was talking about. This Ole Miss defense is this is the Georgia defense we're used to seeing. Swarming, getting after the ball, right? Attacking. That secondary, I feel like nobody's ever on an island. There's always some kind of backup plan. It's always a shadow. You may break a tackle, but you ain't getting much more than one. Right? Boom, they're right there. They got linebackers that can move laterally. They also got linebackers that can attack the ball. They're stout. The main thing, this is something that probably most people didn't notice in the game. The main thing that stood out to me, 5-man protections, bro.
Yeah.
Ole Miss beat Georgia's face off.
They did.
With 5-man protection. No backs in the backfield to stay in the block. No tight ends up on the line. 5 guys. Let's backs it out in the ring. Let's go. And they kicked the shit out of Georgia's front 7. I was impressed by that. I said, yo, they play like that, they can beat anybody in the country. Anybody in the country. When you open up the box of plays, when you can protect 5 guys and not have to worry, you can do motion. Nobody has to stay home. The motion is plentiful. The routes are plentiful. The scheme is plentiful. You have all the options in the world because you just 5 at home and let's play ball. And that's got to get into Georgia's psyche when they're coming at us with 5, we're throwing 7, and we're still not getting to them.
Now you're right, and they're used to getting home on those plays.
Ole Miss has a real chance to win the national championship.
I'm with you.
This was Gunnar Stockton's probably best game I've ever seen him play. Not stat-wise, in the game. And I'll say this game, put him over Stetson Bennett, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Put him over Stetson Bennett. Dude, that fake. He sold that shit so hard that both linebackers ran right at the running back. And they were, oh, dude, homeboy was like, I ain't got the ball. They said, I ain't got it. Not today. Right down the gullet, bro. I mean, this dude was taking shots the week before and just coming right back. He has that dog, and he may not have, you see it don't flash. Like I wanted to say he may not have as talent as his top guys, but you see some of those balls. Like that throw to Kobe Young on the sideline. What, dude? Like there were times. I said I think this was Gunnar Stockton's best game I've seen him play.
He had a few moments this year. The Tennessee game was another moment where he just would not quit. But I agree with you. Does he have another year eligibility?
I think he does, right? Because he came in. He was in that Vandegrift class, right? Like and Ty Simpson as well. If Ty Simpson has another year, then I think Gunnar Stockton has another year.
You're right.
Yeah.
He's gonna be incredible. He really impressed me because I didn't like a lot of what I saw last year in the playoff. It was such and the conference championship, but it was such a small sample size. He's definitely coming back next year. He's a redshirt junior.
Indiana's gonna have to beat them. It's gonna be the Heisman against Ole Miss because listen, Nate Frazier had a day, right? He almost had 100 yards and he was breaking long runs. So fine, whatever. Black and Hemby are gonna have a day, and I'm pretty sure that Pistol Pete and Charlie Weiss are gonna be okay losing on the ground game instead of Mendoza killing them, but they're gonna make Mendoza beat them.
Oh yeah, they're gonna put up points. They're gonna tire their defense. It's the fastest. That tempo is different. That tempo is different.
Indiana's tempo?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Indiana likes to play methodical. offense, right?
Yeah.
Mendoza's a smart, methodical QB. Like
Yeah, he is.
He traditionally go down my progressions. I want to read him. Boom, boom. See a guy. I'm gonna stand in the pocket. Right? Like he wants to. How he sees it going in is how he wants the gameplay to go out. That's how I feel like with Mendoza, and he does a very good job of it. But how many 300-yard games does he have?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Right, like I think he averages 260. Right, I think he's gonna have to have the game of his season. Like when they say teams are starting to build a dynasty, are starting to be like relevant again, right? But they got to take their licks, like Philly, right? Got to take your licks,
100%
to get there. Indiana, I wonder if Indiana might have lost a little bit of last week. Like we finally saw Cignetti kind of crack a little bit.
Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't like how easy last week was, if we're being honest.
No. Ole Miss has got a real chance here, and I'm surprised because we thought this last year.
Right. That's the frustrating part. It's so frustrating, brother. I tell you, it's so frustrating. But Shambles is the difference. I want to talk about what impressed me about watching Miami versus Ohio State. Corey Heatherman has this defense playing at an elite level, and while Ruben Bain gets so much credit, and he's deserving of so much credit, but Akeem Mesidor was absolutely disruptive in that game, and we interviewed him at ACC Media Days, and he talked that talk during ACC Media Days. Like, it's no surprise that they are where they are this year because the way he spoke. I know you had something to add to that. Go ahead.
Is he so successful because of the Ruben Bain factor?
Yeah, 100%. That adds to it. He gets to see one-on-ones. He don't got to deal with the half of the crap that Ruben Bain has to deal with.
Now I know that defense is. How much more aggressive is Miami's defense than Georgia's? In your opinion?
How much more
aggressive? On a scale of 1 to 10, I mean Georgia's got to be probably 8.5 in aggressive.
Yeah, they got to probably be on an 8.5 scale. It's a smaller sample size. We've seen Georgia do this for years. Like, this is Miami's like first year playing elite style defense. So right now, I said they're about a 7.
So if we're looking at how it played out, if we took what Miami did against what Ole Miss did, I'm looking at an Ole Miss. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
My thing is I think Ole Miss's offense is so, the tempo is so fast, and they move down the field so quickly and methodically.
In bunches.
Like, yep. Can Miami's defense withstand? Like, are they going to be gassed at the end of the third quarter trying to contain?
Yeah, 100%. Because
they got 2 wide receivers on the outside that can just stretch the field. Go.
The way that Ole Miss runs their turbo, it doesn't allow for you to substitute. And it's going to be imperative for Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor and Keontae Scott, who's amazing on the back end at safety. It's going to be imperative for them to be able to get their breath, because you think you can watch it on tape and you can try to get your scout team to match that tempo. They are not matching that tempo.
They can't play single high, though.
They can't.
Not with Wallace and Stribble on the outside.
Damon Williams just entered the portal. That is interesting.
Wow.
That is interesting. Appreciate that tidbit, Jayla. That is interesting.
We thought that he was a lock over there.
Yeah. I did as well. So and plus they haven't been really active in the portal.
No.
By the way,
yeah.
Neither has Notre Dame. It's some teams that kind
of.
So
are we gonna be seeing Miami play zone?
They're gonna have to. They're gonna.
But that's not their game.
That's not their game, but they're going to kind of have to be vanilla in some sorts, because you're not going to have the time to get your call. Of course, the chains got to move and all of that, but like Ole Miss is literally at the line of scrimmage and doing this. Like that's literally what they're doing after each play. Like it ain't no green 80. It's none of that. They get into the line of scrimmage. Come on, let's play ball. Like it's like they're playing tag outside, bro. Like that's their philosophy. So they're gonna have to be vanilla in their approach. The simulated pressures and all of that, you'll be able to dial that up the first play call of each series.
That's
but
about
after
it.
That, what are you gonna be able to do? And so while I was super impressed with what I've seen offensively and defensively from Miami against Ohio State, they played like the aggressor. They played like the team that was supposed to be Ohio State, reigning champions. They were supposed to be that team coming into the matchup. Miami played like that team, but it ends. I'm sorry, Canes. I'm sorry to everybody who come in here and show us love, but it ends. Ole Miss is shit.
Yeah.
You think you've seen turbo offenses? I promise you haven't seen a turbo offense like this. I've seen people gasping for air playing against Ole Miss. I've seen people throwing up.
Yep.
A la Whitweeks throwing up again, playing against Ole Miss. This speed is just different. He has a do not contact tag. I like when I see players with the do not contact tag.
He knows where he's going.
Yeah, it's serious business, 100%. So
what's the job that's open still? Oh, LSU's still open.
Yeah, LSU's still open. He does fit the scheme.
He's small though.
He's small. I would like to see Trinidad Shamless, how tall he is in person, because like
he's
Damon
bigger
Williams,
than Damon Williams.
Yeah, Damon Williams. Is he listed? Is he listed at 6 feet? He's nowhere near 6 feet. If he's 6 feet, I'm 5'11".
He's bigger than Pavia.
Yeah. So
Pavia said he was 6 feet.
Pavia's not 6 feet.
No,
I saw
Pavia's
him
5'6" on a good day.
Yeah. Unless he got way taller since his New Mexico State days. So
now you think Carson Beck is having nightmares already? I left, so I don't want to deal with this shit. Now they're back.
Yeah. I'm not sure. But I do.
Who? Here's the thing: is they like to get Malachi Toney in space between the hash and let him do his business, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Ole Miss don't allow that shit. So if
Ole
they can,
they got to tackle. Ole Miss just have to tackle.
Yeah,
they have to play fundamentally.
Too much. But when they hit you, your helmet spins around. If they can eliminate, they're gonna let Mark Fletcher eat, no problem. I'm not gonna give you open lanes, but if you get 100, cool, no problem, buddy.
Yeah, Frazier was able to pop a few times in the Georgia game.
He had like 97 yards or something, I think. For Georgia. So if you remove Malachi Toney from the picture, who beat you?
That's crazy, because if you look at Ole Miss this entire season, they don't give up a lot of big plays. You can drive down methodically, but they're not gonna. They're a bend don't break defense, absolutely. So the scary part for me is if Carson Beck's getting to some of those spells that he gets in, where it's like 3 and out, 4 and out, 6 and out, and that defense gotta come right back on the field. That's where I get scared for Miami. I'm like, yo, these kids are going to be tired, and they're not going to understand how tired they're going to be. And I know Miami fans are going to be in the comment section and rip us apart. Trust me on this one. I went with Miami against Ohio State. Trust me on this one. You haven't seen a turbo, no huddle, the way that Ole Miss turbos no huddle. So I'm with you. I think Ole Miss wins this game. I'm almost confident saying they may win this game by 10+.
My thing is, if Movis comes out and scores first, how is Miami going to respond? Is they going to kind of shake them up a little bit? Because they kind of been a bully for the last couple of weeks. They have been. They punched the bully in the face last week, and the bully didn't know what to do.
Yeah, but it's easier when, Ohio State doesn't run no huddle. They don't run tempo at all.
Right.
So, so everything is, all right, let's huddle up. Let's see what we're looking at. Let's take our time. So you got the opportunity to sub in players, switch in your lines, get your stunts in, and move around your coverages. And then we saw the beautiful play that Keontae Scott made against it. Ole Miss don't care. They, the Art Browse, the veer and shoot style air raid offense that they'll run, it ain't a lot of plays in it. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It doesn't have a lot of plays. It's just concepts. It's different formations. We're going to spread you out. And are you going to let us run? Let you go run for 200? Or are you going to allow us to pass?
Yeah.
But it's on you what you want us to do, because we're going to take what you guys are going to give us. And that's the interesting thing about what Charlie Weiss is able to do.
I'm gonna be interested in this game to see how it's gonna play out, because like you said, they don't give a shit how whatever you want to give them, they're going to take. You want to give us the lane, we'll take the lane. You want to give us the short intermediate, and then when you play down, we'll kill you. That's just why I believe Miami has no choice but to play zone. They have to, because in zone, especially when it comes to tempo, you're playing a spot,
right?
You know what I mean? Not playing a man. You don't have to the guy you could be guarding might not be that guy next. You know what I'm saying?
But then it's a dead giveaway if they're in like a wide bunch and they got screens on both sides in a wide bunch, and it's like, okay, you're in zone clearly, but if the numbers say run, we're gonna run, and if I got 2 blockers on my wide bunch. You know what I'm saying? On this side, I got a blocker in front of my wide receiver. On that side, you got one corner over there. My blocker is going to do his job. Even if he don't do his job, my wide receiver is going to make a play.
Yeah,
so you're in a bad way. You're in a bad way. Let's see. Miami's defense can hold up against tempo like Ole Miss. They will definitely win because they can control the clock and use that as a counter against that up-tempo offense. In theory, it works, but I'm telling you, as a guy who watched at least 8 Ole Miss games this year, they play fast. We have yet, I think the only game we've seen them just play awful was the Washington State game, and it was Washington State, bro.
And they came back in the second half. Right?
Yeah. So this team puts up points in bunches. They didn't just do this to Georgia once. They did it to them twice. They just happened to lose the first game.
Even when they don't score, though, they'll move to the other side of the field quickly. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to be getting short fields.
100%. And what happens if Miami is struggling to move the ball like they did versus Texas A&M? They're not. Ole Miss.
That's not going to work.
Yeah, Ole Miss ain't putting up a goose egg. They ain't putting up 21. They ain't putting up 28. They looking to score 40. They'll probably get to 35 every game. They're going to be able to move the ball.
And they got the secret weapon in the Golden Light. Dude's hitting 55 yards. Like it's 55 and 56 back to back. Those are key.
Yeah,
you needed those
clutch kicks down the stretch. And I think Ole Miss wins it all. I'm gonna just go ahead and let everybody know that now. I think they won it all. So let's get into the second game. I see you got your Oregon hat on it, and let me tell you about a lot of these people that I work with here at CFB Nation. They're very intentional. I don't think any of us have the clothing collection that Nino has. Nino got hoodie, T-shirts, hats. That hat is fire, by the way, brother. He came in here with an Oregon hat, and you know what that tells me. And Nino's been an Oregon supporter for a very long time. I already know where he's going with this game. So let's get to it. This is the what is it? That's not the Fiesta Bowl. This is the Peach Bowl that we have between Indiana and Oregon, the second game of the season. We both know how difficult it is to beat a team twice in 1 year. But tell me what impressed you about this Oregon team against Texas Tech.
They eliminated that offense in the first half like it wasn't even non-existent.
100%.
Listen, there were some negatives, about Oregon, and their defense carried them for most of the first half. Second half, they figured it out. Dante Moore again was kind of skittish, right? But he figured it out down the stretch, and they ran the ball well with the 2 freshmen. They just that defense was swarming, attacking from all angles, not just that front 4. They had linebackers. They had. Excuse me. I'll get some, Brian. I promise. Finney Jr. 2 freshmen. What do you have? A fumble and a pick. The dude was the game prior. He had a huge interception or a pass breakup.
He's just a big time player, bro.
They find him. They find him and they groom them. No matter what. I said to you yesterday, and I don't want to beat a dead horse or reiterate myself. When they, just like we talked about at the beginning of the season, the Notre Dame Miami game, you said if the Notre Dame Miami game had happened at the end of the year, you would have taken Miami, correct? Right? And that's how it worked out. I think Miami would mop the floor with Notre Dame right now.
I agree with that 100%.
When Indiana and Oregon met, Oregon didn't have a full identity of that team yet.
No, they did. I agree with that.
That defense wasn't clicking on, 5. The defense was working on 6 out of the V8. Now they're on all 8. Premium fuel, nitrous in the tank that they're cooking. That defense is some serious shit. They're locked in. And I'm not discrediting Indiana for anything. You know what I mean? But I think in this game, Dan Lanning likes to play mind games.
He does.
So does Curt Cignetti. And we talked about how Cignetti's already playing the I don't want to give him bulletin board material shit, right? He's already saying, got a great coach. I almost went to Oregon and this and that. And
He buttered him up the first game too.
He knows he's not stupid. He's not a stupid coach. But he did say something right before he entered the stadium, like Boomer always say when they ask him, Indiana's never won at Autzen Stadium. He goes, "Well, this team's never played at Autzen Stadium." Okay, touche. You didn't say that 2 weeks ago.
Right.
You didn't say that on Friday. You said it as you were walking into the stadium. A little different. I understand, but you handled your business. It was 2020 with 6 minutes to go in the game.
It was. And Oregon had just made a big play.
Turnover. They came back and scored, and then they had the field goal to close it out.
Yep.
You have experienced running backs now. These kids were just getting their feet wet when they played Indiana, and they were Jordan Davidson's averaging over 5.5 yards per carry when he gets the ball, and then you have Lightning and Destin Hill right behind him. Excuse me. They are Malik Benson is playing phenomenal for them on the outside. Not only on the outside, he is a serious weapon in the special teams, right? Which we haven't seen from him in the previous 3 seasons in college football. They have a plethora of tight ends that they can use. They can spread you out. They can score quickly, or they can go with 16 play drives right down the field. So I was super impressed at how the defense never faltered against Texas Tech, kept bringing it. And even that offensive line, I'm sorry, but Bailey, Romello Height, these dudes are serious. These guys are playing on Sundays, all right? And they were coming. David Bailey in that first quarter was an absolute monster. Dante Moore never faulted. Just kept playing his game. That offensive line said, okay, we'll figure it out. They figured it out because in the second half, Dante Moore was upright for most of the time. Wasn't much pressure in his face. The adjustments, how they handle their business, how much of a well-oiled machine, how much these coordinators don't give a shit to where they're going next. It's what they got in front of them. Hard to find. When you find it, Ole Miss, you look like a dominant juggernaut, right? Ole Miss's both of their coordinators are gone. They're there right now. That team is cooking. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it. These 2 guys, I want to win. I want to finish what I started. They're fully prepared. They know how they got beat and how they beat themselves versus Indiana in the first game. I don't see that happening. I feel like Oregon is going to attack them quickly in that first quarter. They're going to try to clog those holes and put all the heat on Mendoza. Make Mendoza beat them. Don't let them out physical you. You out physical them, because that defense thrives on being physical, right? That those linebackers and those edges come at you and they want to. We can play that game, right? You got young concrete on the outside. We can play the same physical game that you guys want to play. I think that Oregon might have figured it out enough. Well, I think you're looking at an Ole Miss Oregon national championship.
Wow. I love it. You remember when the playoffs first started, I saw the bracket. I felt the same way about Penn State. The only difference is Oregon is handling business a year ago. I saw the side of the bracket it was on. I was like, wow, Penn State has a real opportunity. So the side of the bracket that Oregon was on, it's like they have the ability to win. I just knew they would beat Texas Tech. I was so confident in that. I knew they would handle business versus JMU, of course. And I was like, in that rematch versus Indiana, what coach would you rather have more in a rematch type scenario? A guy that is a true sicko than Dan Lanning. To talk about Indiana's side of things, I really love that running back room. Roman Henry and Kalen Black.
Yeah.
They match each other well. You don't know who's going to take off each and every game, but we know for certain that one of them will get it going. Of course, they got Elijah right on the outside. What really impressed
Cooper Jr. too. Don't front. He's good.
Yes, he is. He's a real deal. What impressed me about them is how aggressive they were at the point of attack. Like, when you think of SEC ball, you think about that aggressiveness at the point of attack, them being able to win that war of attrition on the line of scrimmage. When I watched that game, and this is historically, because now I think we're almost getting to the point where SEC is probably a little bit deeper than the Big Ten, but the Big Ten, the top heavy, I'm taking those top heavy schools over the conference because you're seeing who's starting to dominate this sport, and it's the Big Ten. But it was that point of attack, how aggressive they were. Curt Cignetti, just his attention to detail, his ability to motivate and prepare, and the accountability that he has with the staff, the accountability that he has with the players, it shines through in his team. And I think if they weren't running into this Oregon team right now, I would be confident in picking them just from what we've seen, that the huge win over Ohio State, outstanding win versus Alabama. But Dan Lanning in this type of scenario, against all odds, Indiana, everybody was just on the Indiana bandwagon a week ago. And against all odds, I think they're going to get the job done because we've seen them. How quickly are you able to button up a defense that in the second half looked terrible versus JMU, and then Texas Tech could not move the ball? It looked like Texas Tech defense from a year ago who couldn't stop the ball. So, to me,
there was backups in that game, in that
Yeah.
James Madison game too. Like Oregon put some backups in on defense.
But it was
but that's
beautiful
no
for Dan
excuse.
Lanning. And Dan Lanning was able to use that. Like, hey, look.
He was pissed. He was pissed. Look. Yeah.
He was pissed. So, yeah, I think keys for Indiana, just to try to help them out, is to weather the storm. Because I always talk about resiliency and being able to play in that deep water. Styles make fights. I've always used boxing analogies for college football. But though we have seen Indiana deep water a couple of times, there were some games this year when they were in the deep water, they prevailed, like against Ohio State. And there was another game that they prevailed, but the Iowa game, they struggled with Iowa. Iowa was punching them in their mouth, and if Iowa had Dante Moore at quarterback, they would have won the game. And we saw the difference when Oregon was struggling with Iowa. Dante Moore did everything he had to absolutely do to go win that game on a final drive. That the Indiana and Iowa game was kind of like Iowa trying to come back. Iowa had the lead versus Oregon. Dante Moore said, "How many points we need? I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get it right now." So, yes, give me Oregon to win this game.
Indiana so like in that Alabama game, they handed it to Alabama. Oh, you guys want to play fast and physical on us? I'm gonna go over the top. We got a quarter. We got the Heisman, and I got two outside wide receivers that can beat your guys. This is because you guys are from Alabama, like he said, because they're from Alabama. They like
right.
Mendoza was throwing dimes on the outside. Now, you said survive the wake. I say for them to win, they gotta be the wake.
Yeah.
They gotta dive in the fucking pool first. They gotta cannonball in the pool first and make the waters rough. They gotta score first and make Oregon have to play with their backs against the wall. Because if they don't, if Oregon comes out and stops them on their first drive or comes down the field after getting the ball first and scores, and I'm saying scores like 7 plays, 85 yards, and there was a big one in the middle there. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's gonna test everything that they've had. Oh yeah, this is gonna test them because guess what? It's cool to beat a good team in the regular season. It's fucking everything to beat a team when it's nothing else. But there's no other game after this.
Right. This is it. It's survive and advance. It's when to go home. I will say this about Indiana. Their linebacker, Blake Fisher, jumped off the damn screen last week, dude. That
doing it the whole.
He has been doing it the whole
all year, and they got a defensive end that's been doing it all year. But again, Oregon's offensive line can get weepish and allow the water to make it through the cracks.
Right, 100%.
But they somehow find a way to get some flex seal in that second half. They always find a way to fill the hole.
I like that.
And I really like Indiana. I think, they're not a Cinderella story. Miami's a Cinderella story. Like
absolutely.
Indiana's a legitimate program, and you can see what they're doing. Curt Cignetti is a legitimate coach, and they got legitimate players that will be playing on Sunday. I just think it's hard to beat a good team twice in a year.
Twice, it is.
It's hard to beat that team and to beat them earlier because it's not the same team. Granted, neither is Indiana. Indiana got a fucking swagger now that they didn't have in the beginning of the year. So that's different. You know what I'm saying? Cignetti's got that little Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde fucking look going to him and shit. So, yeah, I understand. There's both sides to it. But I think this Oregon defense, and I think he's got everything thrown at him all year. Everything. He's seen so many different defenses, so many different schemes and blitzes and right up the gut at him. And he's been probably the coolest operator.
I did not know he was that
position.
poised. I had no clue. I had no clue.
That is how if he goes to the draft, he's QB1 off.
He's QB1 for sure.
Because his is insane, and he can put the ball wherever you want it to be put. He trusts in his ability.
I just pray he doesn't play for the Jets. That's all I hope.
That's why he might come back.
Yeah, because
unless the Raiders can say I will,
or they take him.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got Oregon winning this one, and I got them winning by 3.
By 3? I like it. So Oregon, Ole Miss, that's a sexy championship right there.
2 teams that can put up 60-plus plays on the offense. Yeah. But I think I'm taking Oregon's defense if we're going to go Ole Miss. So
that'd be interesting. I can't wait to talk about it. Nino, appreciate you being able to be available today for this show. This was fun as always. Can't wait to repurpose both of the episodes from yesterday and today. Any final word for this episode before we get up out of here, brother?
Nah, it's a crazy season. As we come to the end of the college football playoffs, we'll start to see a lot of these people. And there's no harm in that, man. It's been a rough, 3, 4, 5 months because kind of the month before you got to grind it out and get ready. You need some time to yourself. But at the CFB Nation, we have that same mentality. There is no offseason. Sleep? What is that? As my man will always say, take it away.
There's no more victories in the sport that survives the fans. That's why college football has the greatest regular season. Until next time, you all take care. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir.